Hello, this is Brian Prudy with the Florida Aviation Network, live and in the clear from Air Venture 2025 at Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Saturday, out at Women Venture, near the flight line. Today, we're going to discuss how to get better value from your flight training with the incomparable Adriana Barragan. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Brian. Doing well, feeling lucky that I get to be here at Oshkosh and enjoy another great air show tonight.
Yes, great. Yeah, it is Saturday with the night air show. Now, you've done a couple presentations here, and this isn't your first year here, but have you done presentations before, or is this the first time?
This is the second time I present at Oshkosh.
Okay.
And I've been presenting at Sun and Fun since for the past 3 years, and at Oshkosh for about 2 years.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to talk about the one that I attended, so I know what I'm talking about. It was the 5 hacks for basically getting better flight training. I don't remember them all. Hopefully, you can just give us a little taste of what the presentation entailed.
I actually drove all the way from Savannah, Georgia. Like I was on a mission to deliver this talk. That's why I came to Oshkosh, and I will be looking to also reach out to as many pilots in training and aspiring pilots as I can online to share with them all the insights that I have come up with after years and years of scratching my head. How am I going to help all pilots in training right now? And so the talk gives you specific, proven, and easy ways to move towards the pilot you want to become with confidence. And what I like about it is that it doesn't matter where you are. You can start to apply the 5 hacks right away, and they are proven hacks, and they work. So I don't want to spoil the talk for you. We will be publishing that online. But the 5 hacks are basically: one, we talked about the importance of taking the time to reflect, discuss, and make sure that you are learning from your flight, where you capture the learnings, you extract the learnings from the flight. And here is where you realize what do you need to do next to keep improving, and the importance of capturing that learning before it fades away. Because if you think about it, we're spending our flight training bills are not small. Like at minimum, we're spending $200 in average every time we show up. And if we are not, if we don't have the habit to capture the learnings, what we can do to improve, we are losing all the money we spent on the lessons we came here to get. Well, just fade away. We just can't remember so much information. The second thing is using the power of compounding improvement and focusing on the process instead of checking boxes and pushing yourself and feeling pressure to achieve performance. And the power of compounding improvement that we talked about is basically how powerful it is to take those learnings and feed them into preparing to your next flight and going to fly with a mindset to work on those things, but without the pressure to achieve performance, but just to to go ahead and enjoy the flight and do your best at doing the things you are supposed to do. And again, taking the time to reflect, to extract, looking for learning and improvement, and keeping that, repeating that process as a habit again and again and again, as a way that is a process, and it moves people away from being so oriented on performance and more focused on the things that they actually have control on, that they can change, they can work on to keep moving forward. The third thing we talked about was the power of learning from peers, which is very rare now in flight training, where most students are going to go to meet their instructors and go ahead and participate in, go through the training session, and then once the session is over, they break, right? And there are less and less opportunities to sit in a classroom format or to even meet your peers. And I have seen this very frequently, where especially women in flight training are looking for each other. And even if the school, even some schools may have 5 women enrolled, 10 women enrolled, they don't know each other, and yet they could be learning from each other. The fourth thing we talked about was, of course, learning from the right person, and I gave them just one thing that is really the only question you need to ask when you are searching for the right person. And the 5th thing is basically, if you want to perform better, if you want to do anything better, you need to feel better. This is how we leverage the power of fitness, mindset, and basically mental performance. So those 5 things we go into detail in the talk, and I can tell you that when I started to apply them consistently, my life in aviation changed.
That's the way it's supposed to do. You have the light go on. You know what. See, I've been one all my life that I seem to learn more from the mistakes I've made than the successes I've had. When I look at a test, I look at the ones I got wrong, not the ones I got right. I think a lot of what you're saying takes a lot of maturity to implement. One of the things I was wondering, like you were saying, you're just some schools you're just trying to do, fill the block. I wonder if they should make it so you can't just do back-to-back blocks, where you actually need a time to reflect on what you did and how to correct it, but then also say, in my next flight, this is what I want to do to correct it. So instructors have limited time, students have limited time. It's a matter of managing that time, I guess.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why we decided to develop the FlyOrka app was because we could recognize that problem, and the app, it's not about a process, another process. It's really about recording your journey as a pilot that is becoming, that is in the making, and it's a digital journal. It's like a digital airport where you can see what everybody's doing. If you think about it like that, you walk into an airport that is active, and you see pilots that you admire, pilots that are doing their best, working on their next goal. You see, maybe you have a peer that is struggling, and maybe you share some words of comfort and encouragement with them, or maybe you go to a hangar and you start talking about flights and having fun about that, laughing at each other about each other's mistakes. admitting that you just did something that you felt embarrassed doing. That's what we have created with the FlyOrka app, is those genuine interactions that should be happening in a healthy, active community, that are not happening in a flight school or a university, or just because they're so focused on the technical that in a way they have there are some pieces of the puzzle that are very powerful, that come from an active and peer community mindset, and of course the understanding also that we need to be well to do anything well. So to your question, the app allows you to, you mentioned that all of these hacks require maturity, but what I like about these hacks is that it has extracted the 5 things that if you do, it doesn't matter your level of maturity, you are going to grow more efficiently and improve faster. And they are easy to apply, and the app is making it fun. So if you ever want to build a new habit, it needs to be easy to implement or swap for something else that you are supposed to not do. And you have to be rewarded or feel good about your effort to develop this new habit, right? And over time, it becomes you just build good habits that make the better you in the future. So the FlyOrka app is a tool to help you implement these 5 habits that, I have proven through my journey. Some people can agree with that. And just making it easy and fun for students to engage with that process. And it has nothing to do with a software management system that is supposed to be rigid and structured. This is about your journey and sharing that with your peers as everybody is moving forward. So and of course, if being an app, you don't need to do this after you fly. Sometimes you are tired. And you are not able to even sit and have a sound conversation. Go ahead and take a shower, go home, and the app allows you to continue the conversation with your peers, your instructor, remotely, and you can even visualize the flight remotely. Of course, you don't want to delay that too long, otherwise you will forget everything you did, but you also don't want to force yourself to do it if you're tired, if you don't have time. You can sit back when you're home and open your phone instead of social media to engage in those conversations.
Apps have the capability to I'm in flight training with these other guys and I want to make them my peer group to encourage each other. Is there a way to narrow that down in the app so it's okay? Us three are okay.
Yes, and that's we wanted to basically what you can find pilots that may inspire you. You can look at their flights and start to realize that maybe I have all these peers that are working on the same goals, or I have peers that are at a higher level than me. Let me follow them. Similar to social media, let me follow them. And when you follow them, you have you have a direct access to see their flights and to engage in discussions with them. You can message them without sharing your phone. And you can watch, and if you want to go even further, you can say hi and engage in conversations, and even eventually you may even join their flights and learn from them by sitting in the back seat.
And then there's always, you got to be very careful about constructive criticism, I guess you could say. If you hear someone that's saying, I'm struggling with this, you can come right back and say, I know what you mean, I was having a problem, this is what I did, and maybe it'll help.
Yes, and that's kind of that comes with the power of peer, like learning from your peers and having peers around you, because sometimes we after the flight you may be feeling like, I really suck today, like I things were not working very well for me, and then maybe you felt comfortable enough to share that with like your peer next to you, and your peer is like, well, yeah, I felt like I was sucking too, like nothing was working today, and then you're like relieved that well, it was a hard day today, it was not easy, so okay, let's do this again tomorrow. And that, I think, in many cases, self-doubt will kick in when students have these expectations that they set for themselves without without looking at the big picture, where it's a process where we all have our struggles, and we are a lot of us are just doing our best, and that is always enough.
I know when I was going through flight training, we used to do what we called chair flying. Is that still a thing these days?
Well, the power of visualization in anything we do, I think it doesn't matter whether it's flying, a sport, or even if you want to become a better anything. It's about programming your mind and helping you make the new connections that you want to make. And through the app, we of course, visualization allows you to fire up your brain with increasing your awareness, understanding what you want to do next, and the app allows you to visualize your flight just like in a flight simulator. And yeah, whether it's chair flying, any form of visualization, even if you just meditate, it's all that's part of reflecting. It doesn't matter whether you reflect chair flying, you reflect watching a flight simulation, or reflect by watching somebody else fly. It's all about the reflection that is taking place as you try to make connections.
And the simulator also, and the chair flying is basically, for me, I've always looked at it as this is what I want to do in the airplane today, and so I try to sort of build up that muscle memory prior to actually doing it. We've got new technologies today that were not around when I started. So how do you see Fly ORKA and other processes and products come available that will help this? Video, does it capture the discussions that were on that flight also, so that you could use that as a memory thing? And potentially it's like, okay, and I think you even mentioned this in your class, you're sort of talking to yourself as you're doing the maneuver. And I've always done that too. It's like that way I know I'm taking each step properly. And flight training is about talking to yourself, not listening to yourself. You are doing something new, and you are programming. I look at this like you are programming the flight computer system that is going to command the flight controls. If you look at fly-by-wire airplanes, you have a computer that has been programmed to take an input and to respond to that appropriately, right? And when you're learning to fly, you are programming that flight control system, and that requires you to be very intentional in programming that computer, so that when you say the input, you have the response. And when we as a flight instructor, you talk to your students,
You're talking them through it. And hopefully the words you use are helping them do the things with their arms, their feet, or even making the decisions that they need to make to basically respond appropriately and develop a completely new response that they never did, because if you are in the learning process, that's what we are doing. And there is so much technology that you can be there, that is out there that you can do. But at the end of the day, it's not about the technology, but how you use technology, how you apply it to solve a problem. And at the end of the day, it's all about being able to reflect on your flight and setting the time to do it and to capture the learnings and the room for improvement, and committing to integrating the new learning into preparing for your next flight. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's about that habit. And what we want to do with the FlyOrka app is having the tool to help them develop the habit and to make it fun. And of course, we are excited about what's next. We're working on wearables, and we are looking into integrating data to help you see your mental performance and how your neurons are firing, and just like you will see heart rate. Now the technology is now available to look into your mind, and this could be a great way for students to understand how stress impacts flying, and also to understand when they are able to integrate knowledge, how that affects how their brain is also processing information. So we are interested in helping students bring fitness mindset and some of the tools that are really useful in personal development into their journey, and just making it very rewarding as something you can look back to see, hey, I can't believe that's me. I've gone through the process, I've improved, and this is my journey.
I know Orca, how long has the app been out and available?
We launched the app more than a year ago, and we have been improving it over the course of that time frame. So I think it's been we launched it in the spring of last year, after very close to Sun and Fun of 2024. And so we are excited. It's available on both Android and Apple devices, and also it's now available on watches too, as long as you have access to the Google Play Store, and the Apple Watch is coming soon.
Okay. So what kind of feedback are you getting? Are you getting a lot of positive? Any suggestions for improvement? What kind of?
Yeah.
Or you got the naysayers are always over there.
All of it. Yeah. All of it. What I think all of the feedback is important, and in a nutshell, and I record this. I always take a screenshot of any form of feedback that I get, and we document that. Well, I think students realize that this is for them, that this is a new piece of the puzzle, that they are understood, that we just really get what they need, and that they say, it's like a thank you, like you just get me, this is exactly what I needed. I didn't know I needed something like this, but I was looking for something like this, so I am excited to give it a try. And I know it may not, it's new, and I know it may, it will be improving, but I'm just excited to be part of this new thing. So overall, that's the direction where things are going, coming from instructors, students alike, and also pilots that just love to fly in general.
I know with me, it's always been a lot of, okay, I'm trying too hard, and if I just relax and let my mind do what it was taught to do, my flights are much better. It's like, okay, I'm not white knuckling the stick or whatever, and that landing was pretty good. Oh, I was sort of thinking about something else at the time, but
Yeah.
Oh well. We've been talking for a while, and I enjoy it. Any last things that you want to talk about? Where you might be showing up next to give presentations? How people can get a hold of you, other than, I guess, primarily through the FlyOrka app, and the website?
Yeah. Well, what I'm working on next is to share these insights with pilots in training, and as quick as I can, meaning I want them to understand the tools, whether they use their FlyOrka app or not. I want them to understand these 5 hacks. So you will be looking at webinars, at YouTube sessions, and online opportunities to discuss these 5 hacks. This will be happening through the period, through the next year. And even if, for those who may be interested in on these 5 hacks, I will be more than happy to share the content for you to join me in educating students to use so many great insights that people are using in other fields already to accelerate the process of improvement.
I'm expecting great things and hearing a lot of stuff. We look forward to the next time we get to interview you, probably at Sun and Fun. But for everybody else, thank you for joining us. This is Adriana Barragan. I'm Brian Prudy with the Florida Aviation Network, live and in the clear from Air Venture 2025 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. You guys have a great day. Thank you.